It is, as I'm sure you'll be unsurprised to hear. Stream time. I know, crazy. Try not to freak out about it. But the stream may indeed be starting. When did I stream last? I don't even know. Monday? Yeah, shit. Such as college. Alright, sweet, let's get back into this. I think we're finally getting to the, you know, the plot bit. After lunch, I resumed my aimless wandering through the forest. Is there much to do in Fen Chapel? As I believe I've established already. You have established plenty, girl. That has, like, been the only thing. It's been, like, the only thing you've talked about for the past hour. Other than wander. My twisted ankle is still still smarts? What? That doesn't sting so very badly that I can't put one foot after the other. I ignore the pain, being alive is suffering after all. And soldier on despite it. It's nothing. Other people have dealt with far worse. Name my Pikachu. Name him Chad. The deeper I venture into the forest, the thicker the trees around me become. Gnarled branches twist above my head like claws. The ground is uneven and it's strewn with loose leaves. A twig snaps beneath my foot and the sound echoes throughout the forest. I've never seen this far into Fen Chapel Forest before. Unlike the village, the forest that borders it seems almost dizzyingly large. I don't know how long I've been waiting, I've been walking, but it feels like a small century. When does this forest end? How's you? I'm literally thriving. Reading a Yuri novel. So, you know, we're literally doing so well. Maybe it doesn't. There must be roads beyond these trees, even crappy country roads or poles, but I can't hear any cars, and I can't hear the birds either. The forest is almost eerily quiet, save for the sound of my own footsteps. Maybe I should go back. It's not like I believe in fairies, of course I don't, but this forest is more expansive than I first thought, and I don't want to get lost. Or today I would have scoffed at the mere idea of getting lost in Fen Chapel, but now I've ventured this far, I can see I might have been too hasty. I turned ready to retreat, but that's weird. I don't remember passing that tree stump, and I certainly don't remember that blanket of pale blue flowers. When I strain my ears, I can hear, above the all-encompassing silence, the faint sound of running water. But there isn't a lake nearby, is there? I didn't see one during my walk. What's going on? I turn around on the spot, trying to get my bearings. It feels like I'm playing a game of blind man's bluff. I'm not blindfolded, but I might as well be. I see in one direction. I set out in one direction, look about on myself, and change my course. No matter which point of the compass I turn to, however I'm faced with yet more sights I don't remember. Did I really come this way? Where am I? Cast a wary eye at the strange flowers, bluebells, I think they are, that must have sprouted behind me when my back was turned. The flowers sway in the breeze, the same breeze that catches at the hem of my skirt, so the black tulles beneath dance. It's supposed to be in the middle of summer, but for some reason it feels incredibly cold. Hey, you guys? I look at the curious flowers with narrow eyes and on hips. A classic "can I speak to your manager" pose. Do you know where I am? It's a long shot. Flowers can't talk. Any sensible human knows that. But there's something screwy and decidedly unsensible at this whole situation. I half expect the flowers to reply to me in perfect English with perhaps a touch of an upper-class accent. I mean, they could talk pretty well in Alice in Wonderland, but of course the flowers don't say anything. Well, what was I expecting? Maybe it's not the world that's gone mad with me. That's what I like to believe, but don't be hasty. Everything has a story to tell. Perhaps these flowers just don't like talking. Ah! With my head around. Though it was faint and distinct, nothing more than a whisper, I'm sure I heard something. What's that? Is there... No, no. Is that any way to ask a question? The voice. Is it really a voice? It really is a voice. Calls out to me from behind the tree. Perhaps the voice is lurking inside the tree, and beneath the earth and upon the air. The voice seems to come from all directions at once. It wraps me up in a soft, silken vowel, it wraps me up in its soft, silken vowels like a smoky shroud. It's hard to define the voice, but if I had to bet my life on it, say it probably belongs to a woman. Maybe it's a mature woman. But would an adult sulk around in the trees trying to terrify an innocent, unsuspecting goth? Seems unlikely. That's the Ned's job. This whole situation is so unlikely. I can feel my temper boiling over. Are you gonna place my tone? I don't give a damn what you think. Is that so? How unfortunate. It seems the young girls of today have quite forgotten their pleases and thank yous. If you were alive during my era, you'd be slapped for your insolence, or worse. Not that little. I'm 16, damn it. But tell me who you are this instant. And while you're at it, you'd better tell me where you're hiding. I'm not hiding. I would never be that crude. You're just not looking hard enough. The hell is that supposed to mean? Turn around, but no matter how many times I crane my neck, I can't see anybody. It's almost like the mysterious speaker lacks a physical body. But that's not possible. What's going on? Are you somebody from the village? You trying to play a prank on the city girl? Haha, let's freak her out so she can't sleep at night. If that's your game, I've got to say, it isn't very mature. So you don't trust me. How sad. If you had been more courteous, dear, perhaps I would deign to lend you a hand, but alas, you've already had your chance. Sounds like they're hiding behind a tree or something. I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they're just sitting behind a tree. I do feel sorry for you, but given you are the way you are, I doubt anybody would miss you too much. Christ, girl, chill. What are you talking about? On that I have no desire to aid an ungrateful urchin like yourself. Christ, you're fucking killing her. But please feel free to wander about this forest to your heart's content. Until you become another lonely soul like the others trapped here. Trapped? What are you talking about? Why don't you tell me what's going on? I cry out to the voice, but this time I receive no reply. Whoever, or whatever it was that was speaking to me, be it man or beast or mineral, has gone. Damn it. I feel like I kicked the head off all those bluebells in revenge, but I resist the urge. That's not going to help anything. But what is? I don't know how deep I am in this rotten forest, but I might take hours to escape. How am I going to get out of here? Why wouldn't that creepy disembodied voice give me any real advice? Some help you were. You could at least have said your name. Don't I deserve that much? But my goading, as I imagined, is met with silence. Damn it, this has to be some kind of joke. What am I gonna do now? I breathe in, trying to quell my fiery temper. I can feel my heart knocking against my ribs, far louder than it has any right to be. Though I don't want to admit it, I might quite possibly be a little scared. Wait, what am I doing? I can just pull up Google Maps. Take out my phone out of my pocket and turn it on. It starts up just fine, but refuses to connect to the internet, though I'm sure I have data left. What's going on? Better run my phone a little to little avail. Can't get Google Maps to work. Damn it. I stuff my phone back into my pocket and scowl, arms folded. Yo, her skirt got pockets? She's so real for that. Alright, Marnie, think. There's no such thing as fairies or ghosts or goblins. You need to calm down. It's fine. You'll be fine. My fingers find the stone pendant in my pocket. I grab it tightly like a talisman. The necklace is only a cheap trinket. Looks like something you could buy at a car boot sale, but its cool touch is comforting. My heartbeat begins to stabilize. Finally, I can breathe. Somebody's playing a prank on me. That's all this is. It's just a practical joke. I'll find my way out of this miserable forest, and then I'll find out who that joker was. I won't let him get off easy. I raise my head, then once again begin my pursuit. I'll find the way out of this forest even if it kills me. Then I'll tear out their hair. It's the least they deserve. Nobody who pisses me off gets away with it. I might be small, but I'm pretty handy with my fists. I won't go down without a fight. What the? Am I really seeing this? I glanced about my surroundings, my lips pursed. So my ears weren't playing tricks on me. There really is a secret lake buried deep within the forest. If it was in the depths of the forest, but that doesn't make sense. There's gonna be a lake here. I wouldn't ever mention it before. I wonder why. I went to my grandma's house a lot when I was younger. Me and my cousins would play on the disused train tracks and hide behind felled trees in the woods. I was the youngest of my cousins, but I was the bossiest and the loudest, so everyone listened to me. Ruby and Pearl, Aunt Allison's twin daughters, would cower shyly and ask if it was really a good idea to wander so far into the woods, but I remained resolute. With your sense of adventure, you won't find any good hiding places if you don't go in a little deeper. Gran warned me not to go too deep into the woods. She never said anything about a lake. She really should have said something like, don't go too deep into the forest, girls. I wouldn't want you to slip and fall into the water. Playing by the lake can be very, very dangerous, you know. It's deeper than it looks. A lake, regardless of its width and depth, is far more tangible or threat than fairies are. You often hear stories on the news about unfortunate kids who've had a little mishap while they were going swimming. But I've never once heard of a kid being spirited away by a being from another world. Yo, spirited away? Like the movie? Gran should have warned us. But she didn't say a thing. She never mentioned this place, neither my grandfather, or my aunts and uncles. Never told me there was a lake. Didn't they know? Sure, they must have come across this place, if it really does exist. I think you're putting too much stock in this lake. I looked down at my reflection, half expect to find a stranger looking up at me, but nope, still Marnie Lennox, from head to foot. My blonde hair flutters in the wind. Oh, like the movie? That's what I'm saying! My finger trembles at my side. My grandma's necklace hums inside my pocket as though it had its own heartbeat. I kneel by the lake. The strange vibrations emitted from my grandma's necklace are more violent than before. Could it really be enchanted? Yeah, right. You've been in the woods too long. It's only a stupid necklace. This is only a stupid lake. It's all stupid. I'm being stupid. This lake shouldn't be here, but it inevitably is. It undeniably is. It looks just as real as I am. When I dip my fingers into the water, disturbing the smooth surface, it feels real too. I draw my fingers back. They're wet and they glisten in the sunlight. My senses playing tricks on me? This feels real, but could all be a very convincing dream. If possible, I'd like to tear back the veil of mystery surrounding this clearing. But my damp fingers grasp uselessly in the empty air. I feel trapped. I'm all alone and don't know how to get back. Is it even possible to get back? Maybe I've wandered too far into the woods. My fingers still damp from the lake, fist in my loose hair. I tug at it hard enough to hurt, but the lake before me refuses to disappear. What's happening here? Wouldn't somebody give me a sign? I wish somebody would tell me what to do. Then, at that moment, young maiden. Could it be? Ah! My skin prickles, the blood inside my veins freezes over. This isn't my imagination. It couldn't be. I swear I just heard a voice. Hearing voices should be a commonplace event by now, given what happened not 1 hour earlier. But this voice is different to the light, lifting tones of my previous tormentor. The voice is much more real somehow. Their tone is low and deep. It rumbles in the air like thunder. It's obviously a man's voice, even more real and solid than a cannonball to the gut. I try to swallow, but my throat feels dry and I almost choke on my own tongue. Holy shit! Why is bro dressed like that? A figure is standing beside me. His shoulders broad, his stance firm. His eyes are locked upon mine, or at least I think they are. Can we appreciate the goofy outfit? What the fuck is that helmet? No way you can see out of that thing. Oops. Hard to tell because his face is obscured by a helmet. He isn't wearing armor per se, but his shoulders are padded as is his chest. And to cap things off, he even has a sword at his hip. He's supposed to be a medieval knight. He wouldn't look at a place as a tour guide in Warwick Castle. Alright, y'all know what time it is. We've had a name drop. Is that a real place? Let's find out. Warwick is indeed a real English town. Okay.
Definitely.
That's YouTube. Let's tell me his injuries are but to scratch. Better tell me about the. Better tell me how he used to be an adventurer like me. What was his wildly period? What's his wildly period inappropriate clothing? He took a wrong turn on the A46 and ended up out here. He should be showing guests around historical ruins, cracking jokes about the weather, and letting young children try on his helmet all the while. My name is Al, and I'll be your guide, he says, grinning an uneven grin beneath his helmet. But right now, I'm Alfred, a noble knight in the service of a good king, William the Conqueror. His helmet's only a replica, of course, but it's heavy enough. By Jove, knights have had it tough. The poor blighters. If you'd care to follow me, ladies and gents, our tour will begin shortly. This knight doesn't even have the easy, self-sufficient humor of my made-up tour guide. He doesn't laugh, doesn't joke. Can't see his face, but I doubt he's smiling. Young maiden, could it truly be? The knight doesn't try to approach me, but I take a trembling step back all the same. Can he see how afraid I am? Maybe I can hear the obnoxious. Maybe you can hear the obnoxious beating of my heart. You do look a lot like her. You have Leofi's hair and her eyes. You have her pale skin and her snub nose. You and she are very similar. The knight's hand rests upon the hilt of his sword. But you are not her. I never said I was. I swallow again. My throat feels parched. And my body won't stop shaking. I'm not Leofi, and I never meant to trick you, I promise. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing Leofi's name correctly. It doesn't sound like any modern 21st century name I know. A lot of girls at my school have weird names that are hard to pronounce, and even harder to spell. Celtic names are in right now. My class alone, there's a... Fuck you, you're gonna make me try and pronounce all these? Alana, Siobana? Sioban? Siobihan, maybe? And then Mackenzie. But there's nobody called Leofi. I'm just Marnie. Marnie Lennox. I'm in Grimsby with my mom and dad, and I don't want any trouble. I really wanted to go to Fenchapel in the first place, and I didn't mean to wander this far into the woods. I really am sorry. Visual novels love to torture me by making me pronounce hard names. And I'm horrible at names. Then he observes me silently for a few moments, his fingers resting upon the hilt of his sword. Marnie? That's right, that's my name. I'm not Leofi. Not Leofi, you say? But she looks so much like her. Is it possible? No, it can't be. The knight's fingers tighten around the hilt of his sword. Bro, let the sword go. You must be lying. Just like every other accursed creature that lingers inside this forest. No, I'm not lying. I promise. What would I gain by that? What would I gain by that? I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no idea how you creatures work. You, who look so very human, but aren't. You have toyed with me for centuries. Not content to let me die. You have trapped me here, showing me things that cannot exist, that should not exist. My Leofi is dead, and you are mocking her memory for my own amusement. Well, no longer. It's my duty to protect Leofi's memory. I won't let it be tainted by the likes of you. Jesus Christ, he's with a fucking skewer. The knight draws his sword from his sheath with a metallic cry. I had hoped his sword would be nothing more than a convincing prop, example from a skill play, but I was a little too optimistic. I don't know anything about his sword. I don't know anything about swords, but I know enough to realize the sword is a real deal. The tip has been filed into a sharp point, and the light makes it look sharper still, discolored though it is with age. If this knight cuts me with that, I'll bleed out all over the forest floor. Then I'll die. But why do you tarry so, fell demon? Why do you not disappear on the breeze as your kind so often do? You are looking at me like a lost child. Do you seek to mock me? Please, do not say that you doubt my resolve. No, that's not it. I glanced from left to right, searching fitfully for a way out. I don't think there's any way I can explain myself to this knight. He seems convinced that I'm some sort of self? Or a fairy. Maybe a wicked changeling that stole his beloved Leofi's face. Normally it'd be easy to laugh off such an accusation, but it's harder when it's coming from a fantastical figure like this. I feel so lost and confused, I'm almost beginning to wonder if he's right. Let us fight then, if you are so confident in your skills. Holy shit, it's been a fucking skewer. The knight charges forth. He must be a skilled with a blade, whoever he is, as it seems to slice the air itself in two. I jump back just in the nick of time. If I'd been a fraction of a second slower, the tip of his sword would have been embedded between my eyes. Christ. Do not cower from me. It is of no use. I shan't still my hand, even if you beg for mercy. It may run contrary to the rules of chivalry, but you spat in the face of decency when you dare to mock me so. The knight's movements are graceful, just like rippling water. His sword flashes through the air, each strike aimed with fatal precision. It's all I can do to keep dodging. This knight should have stayed in the 8th century or wherever it is he came from. But it's uncomfortably clear, as much as I don't want to admit it, this forest doesn't operate with normal human logic. The lake shouldn't exist, neither should the knight that haunts its waters. But it does, and he does, and if I don't make a hasty retreat, he's gonna carve me up like a Halloween pumpkin. I can't stay here another second longer, I have to run. I dash wildly through the forest, my breath falling from my lips in desperate pants. The soles of my shoes slap against the uneven forest floor. My twisted ankle aches, but I can't afford to listen to its protests. A few split seconds can be the difference between life and death. My hair streams out behind me. I bet it's getting all tangled, which is a pity. Everyone says my hair is one of my best features. You really are pretty, Marnie. Your eyes are so blue and your hair is so fair and blonde. You look just like a fairy. At least you would if you didn't wear all that awful makeup. Mum says my white foundation and dark eyeliner make me look like a cadaver. That is slightly more generous. He says I look like a panda. I wanted to dye my hair black for a long time. I tried to broach the idea of Mum and she almost hit the roof. Judging by our reaction, you'd think I'd ask to get a septum piercing or a tattoo, both of which I think are pretty cool, but Mum sorely disagrees. In fact, I think Mum would be more chill, though no less perplexed if I came back home with a skull tattooed on the inside of my wrist, than my hair dark black. Girl, is now the time to be pondering your mum? Don't ask, Marnie. Don't even joke about it. You can wear ripped fishnets and paint your nails black if you really want, though I certainly don't understand the appeal. You can't touch your lovely hair. It'll be such a waste. Mum acts like I'm dyeing my hair to be tantamonious to murder. It's one thing she absolutely refuses to budge on. I thought about dyeing my hair anyway just to spite her, but I don't know if it's really worth it. I don't want to argue with my mum. Oh shit, she's edgy. Did you just notice? I just dye it when I move away from home, then she can't complain. It's a win-win situation, really. Girl, you're still running for the forest. There's more pressing matters. I've been looking forward to the day I can get rid of those Barbie-esque locks for years. If I don't pick up the pace, that day will never arrive. I'll die. I don't look back, but I'm sure the night is hot up my heels. I feel like I've been running for hours, but I haven't made any progress. The trees cluster around me, even more tighter than before, pressing in on me from all sides. The roots snake out from beneath the earth, as though trying to trip me. But like really edgy. Did you just notice? Look at her. Look how she dresses. She can't really pull it off though. She's too baby. She's honestly adorable. The force is alive and it's conspiring to bring down my downfall. Just because I swore at that strange disembodied voice I'd heard earlier. Even down to the dyeing her hair black and fucking nose piercings. Yeah, obviously. Put on the good girl act I wear and grandma would have come to my aid. Maybe it would have warned me about the night by the lake. But it's too late now. I run and run and run, churning up the dirt beneath my trainers. My arms and legs are sore, and I can taste bile on the tip of my tongue. My heart is hampering so hard, it feels like my ribs are going to splinter. I'm not used to all this exercise. I'm so not a PE kind of girl. Oh my god, same. I always try to feign having a period when PE rolls around, but Miss Whitman caught on to me. Either there's something very wrong with you, Marnie Lennox, or you're pulling my leg. This is your 4th period in 1 month. This is absolutely rock bottom, utterly abysmal luck. If only I'd pushed myself harder when I did cross country instead of pretending to have stomach cramps, then maybe this wouldn't be so hard. I could run like the wind, avoiding any and all obstacles. But I'm no superhero. I'm just Marnie Lennox, wannabe goth girl, and I don't have any stamina, and I've had enough. I want to go home. I really can't believe it. Gran was right all along, and never should have ventured this far into the woods. I'll apologize to Gran for downing her, and I'll apologize to Miss Whitman for lying to her. I'll even take an interest in Aunt Leda's barmaid, palmistry nonsense. I'll atone for all the sins I've accumulated in my short life, so please, I don't want to die. My right foot falls down against the ground with a dull, firm thud. At least it should, but instead it shears for nothingness. The ground is gone. The earth shears away like a giant stair step. Drop isn't anything steep. If I had hazarded a guess, I'd say it's 3, maybe 4 feet down to the ground, but I don't fancy my chances. I don't want to break my leg. That would really scumper my chances of escape. I teased her trying to regain my balance, but it's no good. It's too late. I'm already falling. Hims seems to slow to a crawl. I feel the wind against my face, stinging my cheeks. The leaves in the forest rustle about me menacingly. When I strain my ears, I swear I can hear the sound of laughter. Or perhaps that's my own addled, overactive imagination. My side hits the ground with a thud. I roll over winded and gasp for breath, curled up on myself like a collapsed telescope. My palm flies out, trying to grab something, anything, but the world is still spinning, and a sharp spike of pain shoots up my arm. I think I must have pressed my hand right in a patch of stinging nettles because my palm is on fire. My legs are riddled with holes. My leggings are riddled with holes, and my shoulder is bleeding. My right arm is covered in red welts. That's my hair, which my mother loves so much. Oh, the less said about that, the better. My mother could see the story say of me now, she'd surely scream. My mother isn't here, and neither is my father, nor my grandma. I'm on my own. If I don't get back to my feet, that night will find me. I need to run. Push myself upright despite trying to bite back, desperately trying to bite back the pain. I'm relieved I can still walk. I haven't broken anything. Though my body feels slow and sluggish, my twisted ankle throbs. I hobble away as quickly as I can, searching here and there for somewhere to hide. Like a crazy game of hide and seek. I used to play hide and seek with Ruby and Pearl all the time when we were little, and I was pretty good at it. I've always been small, so it's easy for me to slip into gaps and crevices others wouldn't think to look in. I have pretty sharp eyes too. It's easy to pretend this is a game. I can't think that my life is on the line. Then I'll be so paralyzed with fear I won't be able to keep moving. Where can I hide? I need to look. Look. And then I see it. There, not a few feet away, the tall, stately tree. But it's not like the other trees in the area. This tree is particularly broad, and the base is all hollowed out. The cavity in the tree's base is rather small, half hidden in a fringe of leaves, but I think I could fit inside if I pressed my belly against the ground and crawled. I'm sure I can. If I can get there before the night finds me, I'll be able to hide myself away into the tree's trunk, then I'll be safe. I change my course, still hobbling. My stinging fingers reach out for salvation. I stoop into a crawl, wincing as loose twigs bite into my fingers and make my way into the unknown. Rough bark scrapes against my shoulders. The tree presses down on me from all directions. When I inhale, I can smell moss and dirt in the air. It's overpowering and makes me feel lightheaded. Is we still chasing her at this point? No idea. I hurry to breathe and my whole head is spinning. Maybe I'm crawling into Wonderland. Will the mossy ground give way beneath my elbows and knees and reveal a hidden entryway into an illogical world where caterpillars smoke cigars and knights of old wander around a black and white chessboard. Well, I've already seen a knight during my travels. I guess I'm halfway there already. No matter how much I crawl, the passageway inside the tree seems to stretch on endlessly. The tree can't possibly be this large, but then again, that's what I thought about Fenchapel's forest. I'm not ashamed to admit that I've been wrong about a lot of things today. I mean, who'd believe this? This is crazy. I'm starting to doubt my own sanity. The smell of earth is thick in my nostrils, and loose twigs bite into the pads of my fingers. I know it's not a dream. I venture deeper and deeper into this never-ending tunnel. It's so dark I can't see 2 inches in front of my own nose. My fingers grope amongst the darkness, pulling my aching body ever onwards. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know anything. For all I know, I could be wandering into a well-laid trap. What other choice do I have? This is my only hope I have to push on. Ah. Suddenly the tape passageway veers to the right. I turn, blinking, and gasp as the ceiling above me opens up. I'm not inside the tree any longer. In fact, I'm not even sure I'm inside Fenchapel's forest. I haven't been sure of that for the last couple hours. I emerge into a forest clearing, hemmed on all sides by thick forest, festooned with high-hanging ivy. Birds twitter among the branches of these trees, fluttering their feathers. And what feathers? Some of these birds are crimson like rubies, while others are deep blue like sapphires. Twitter reference? Holy shit! Their eyes are keen and intelligent, and they regard me with mild suspicion as I emerge, bruised and scuffed and dirty from the darkened passageway. I wonder if these magical gemstone birds appear in any of Grandma's books, but this clearing appears on. But did this clearing appear on any of his maps? I'm doubtful of that, to say the least. The grass is green, studded here and there with wild flowers impossible to name. Bees buzz from the heavy, dripping heads of these silken flowers, and butterflies hover in the breeze. It's a quiet kind of place, peaceful and relaxing, like a small slice of heaven. Is this clearing part of the real world? Maybe time ticks backwards here, and the fish here swim in the sky, and rains sherbet lemons. I wouldn't be surprised. Not anymore. I tear my eyes away from the flowers and butterflies and the birds, searching for what? I don't know. The way back home. I had a pair of ruby slippers. I'd click them and make a wish. But I haven't run into any fairies, good or otherwise, unless that night counts. Somehow it doesn't. I don't think it does. It'd be nice if there was a door inlaid with one of these many tree trunks, decorated with fern and ivy, and a wooden signpost pointing to Grandma's home. But there is no door. There is, however, a girl. Yo, it's the love interest. She lies against a gnarled tree trunk, her face dappled with this shifting sunlight. Her skin is white and chalky despite the green light that hits her cheeks, and her eyes are closed. Her hair is soft hazel color, and it's tied up in a green ribbon. In her lap, the girl holds a sheathed sword, a decorative scabbard inlaid with semi-precious gems glistening. The girl's fingers hold this scabbard loosely, barely curled about its hilt. Does that sword belong to her? I'd imagine so. You don't fall asleep holding a stranger's sword. Her lips are pursed as though in sleep, but she doesn't stir, not even when I approach her. My clumsy feet disturb the loose leaves scattered on the ground. Sex, the weird forest girl? Shut up. I'm sure this game is far more wholesome than that. If it the girl looks to be about my age, maybe a little older. She seems almost ageless though. Her legs and arms are entwined with leaves like a marble statue in an overgrown garden. Probably is though. It's very wholesome. Shit, I just remembered actually. I saw a notification for one of my tweets. I forgot I was gonna see if I could buy a strawberry tart from a corner shop nearby. But I'm pretty sure it's closed already. But yeah, she's holding a sword. Everyone's got swords. It seems Marnie missed the memo. Hello? 20 past 10, so you're shut out of luck. Yeah, most shops are shut by now. Take the anxious steps towards the girl. She unnerves me, but she's not half as scary as the night I ran into earlier. If she's a normal human like me, with the mere concept of normality feels like a fleeting illusion in this forest, I can hardly leave her here. And if she isn't a normal human, maybe she can help me. What could go wrong? Hello? I don't mean you any harm. Another step forward. A lot of weird stuff happened today, and I'm still trying to process it, I guess. Do you know what's going on? I take another step forward. So the girl says nothing, but maybe that's my fault. What did that disembodied voice say earlier, before all this chaos started? Told me to mind my manners, didn't it? All of us was trying to get a rise out of me at first. I didn't realize it was a threat, rather with a real promise, with a very real promise of punishment behind it. If I'd known, maybe I wouldn't have been so rude. But I can always try to make amends. Oh, I'm sorry. Where are my manners? I left them back at Grimsby. Not that I've ever been a paragon of politeness. My name is Marnie Lennox? My name is Marnie Lennox. It's really nice to meet you, Miss, I'm sorry, but I don't know your name. Could you tell me it, please? I take my short skirt in each hand and drop a neat curtsy, like I've seen ladies do in period dramas my mother likes so much. I mean well, but the gesture probably looks ridiculous, coupled with my torn leggings and my too short skirt. Is that why the girl doesn't move? I guess that's a no-go, huh? Maybe I'm wasting my time. Yeah, was that my imagination? Hold on. The fucking smirk is kind of funny. But when it transitions between the two, for a split second, it looked like she was doing the colon free face. That girl even alive? Probably. Sorry for bothering you then. Turn my back on the girl. I can't expect too much from a corpse. Whether she's alive or not at this point, she clearly isn't anymore. Whether she was alive or not at one point, she clearly isn't anymore. At least that's what I think. Until I feel it. Brian's necklace is throbbing. Please don't use that word to describe anything related to a family member. I turn my head, alarmed to find... The girl is moving. Oh my god, she's also adorable! What's throbbing? Her grandmother's necklace. Just the necklace. Nothing else. Don't worry about it. Her eyelashes flutter. She raises her head slowly, very slowly, like a sleepwalker. When she opens her eyes, I learn that they're an earthly brown, like the soil beneath my feet. Her gaze meets mine, her brow furrowed. Fair lady, are you the one who woke me from my slumber? Fair lady? You mean me? Indeed I do. Who else would I be speaking to? You're the only person here other than myself, and you certainly are fair. Oh no, he thought. Well, I'm just coming right out the gate with the flirting, huh? At my head, my cheeks burning pink. The why I feel so embarrassed I can't fathom for the life of me. I'm used to being called Barbie and Rapunzel and a dozen other things besides, but I've never been called Fair Lady. To be fair, Fair Lady is like, whew, that's like up there. I'm real, that is up there. It sounds old-fashioned and arcane, like something from a Arthurian myth, but that sort of language seems to suit this girl. Something very dignified and noble about her, almost like she's a knight herself. That's me. Thanks, I guess. You don't need to thank me. I was merely stating the facts. Really, though. The girl yawns. She does it too! See, when they're transitioning between the faces, looks like she's doing the colon free face. And she's really getting hit with the big words and feeling the heat because of it. Nothing hotter than a girl with a large vocabulary. And no, I'm unbiased. I'm incredibly unbiased. The girl yawns. I do feel quite exhausted. I remember I was strolling through the woods with... oh, I'm saying more hard to pronounce names. Maponos? Maponos? That's probably not a real name, so I probably won't. Okay, it's a Celtic name. How do you pronounce it? YouTube. Hit me with that.
Maponos.
Maponos. Maponos.
Maponos.
Okay, okay, I got you. I was wondering I was strolling through these woods of Maponos when I was overwhelmed with fatigue. I lay down to rest a while in this charming glade. It appears I've been asleep for quite some time. Yeah, like at least a couple centuries. The girl affixes her sword to her belt, then rises to her feet and looks about. You did not happen to see Maponos when you were walking through the woods, did you? Maponos? Who's that? Why, he's my beloved stallion. He's been by my side since I was a young girl. Younger than you, even. I'm not that young, you know. I'm already 16. 16, is it? The girl looks me up and down. You don't look it. I assumed you were younger. Yeah, people do that. Give me a sec. Hey, we're back, yeah. Yeah, no, I was gonna tell her. And I apologize if I upset you, my fair lady. Though I must say, you're nothing like any ladies I've met before. What clothes are those that you're wearing, might I ask? The cut is quite unique, and the patterns too. I'm just wearing a shirt and skirt, that's all. Why is she staring at me like that? A skirt, is it? How strange. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Is that a bad thing? It is unusual, yes, but I do not think it is bad. I've never been one to care much about appearances, even my own. My brother scolded me and said it was most unladylike, but, well, my manners of dress, quite unconventional too. I've never been that interested in playing the role of a pretty maid. It gets to be so tedious, you know? So, my fair lady, might I ask for your name? It's Marnie. Marnie Lennox. Marnie, is it? What a curious name. Everything about you is unusual. The way you speak, the way you dress. Suppose your name should be no different. In fact, it would be tedious if your name were something commonplace, like... Held? Or... oh, fuck me. I can't pronounce Celtic names. Adalberga? Part of me wants to ask if what universe Held and Adalberga are commonplace, but I think I know already. This girl looks corporeal enough, and I'm talking to her like I would any of my classmates, but there's nothing normal about her. She's not from my time, and she doesn't belong in my world. She might appear to be young, but I'm prepared to bet she's been sleeping in the forest for hundreds upon hundreds of years. Well, as I have asked your name, would you care to return the favor? Oh, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. What are you called? I'm pleased you asked. My name is Leofi. It is a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I had a feeling. Well, I already know because, you know, the store page. But... oh, how long it has been since I last felt the sunlight on my face. Leofi holds her arms up in the air. The hem of her cowl flutters in the breeze. Leofi's clothes are made of coarse-looking material. I can't quite determine. Her shirt is green, and and it's cinched end about the waist with a leather belt, while her legs are clad in brown trousers. I don't know where her outfit came from, but one thing's for certain. You never find something like that in Primark. She looks like a waxwork doll from the Time Trap Museum come to life. Or maybe a LARPer. The wind feels nice and cool, and the air smells so sweet. It really is wonderful. I take it you don't get out much, huh? I haven't had a chance. I don't know how long I was asleep for, but it must have been quite a while. I'd try more than 1,000 years on precise. I don't think even Sleeping Beauty slumbered for quite that long. She had a handsome prince to awaken her from her narcoleptic curse. But I'm no prince. I'm just an average teenage girl with a healthy appreciation for Killstar, an American horror story. This may be a curious question, but I simply must know. What year is it, my fair lady? Okay, I'm gonna be real, right? If a girl like that came up to me and started calling me fair lady, I'd be fucking swimming. That's like top tier flirting. Well, this is the 21st century. 21st? Are you sure that's correct? You're not trying to trick me, are you? No, why would I do that? Maybe a lot to take in, but I'm not going to be I'm gonna be completely upfront with you. It's 2018. 2018? My goodness. I've been asleep for even longer than I realized. I thought perhaps a decade or two had passed, a century at most, and yet... it would appear I have much to catch up on. Just a bit, yeah. And yet, I can speak the same language as you. I can understand you more or less perfectly, certain phrases aside. How can that be? Unless a language has remained static for centuries. This does not make any sense. Nobody introduced her to the fucking... oh god, I don't even know what the song's called. That fucking sticking out the gate for the... yeah, no one introduced her to that song or she'll have a stroke. Though of course, it makes no sense to begin with. It simply is not possible for a person to sleep for centuries. Girl, you just dead. I should, by all rights, be dead, but I feel as alive as that bird in that tree. This must be because of magic. Yeah, you just gathered that? I actually did, weirdly enough. English has managed to stay somewhat the same for a long time. Kinda? I mean, you've read Shakespeare, haven't you? I don't get, like, any fucking old English. Hold on a second, I need to... yes, somewhat. Is it? Kinda? I don't know. I'm no fucking linguist or whatever. Etymologist. I'm not sure what the name is supposed to be. Lots of thee and with I and thee. But other than that, the base is the same? I guess, yeah. Magic? Girl, you're just questioning this? Yes, indeed. Everybody knows this forest is enchanted. The ground is lush with mana, and the fairies offer favors for those who they take a liking to. Was I blessed by the fairies too? So Leofi is another proponent of the fairy camp, is she? I should consider her grand. They get along swimmingly. I have slept for a long while, but I certainly feel refreshed. This is one good thing at the very least. Leofi stretches her arms over her head, smiling all the while. I must say, she's taking this remarkably well. Is that because she's from a time where magic was accepted as a matter of course, or is she just thick-skinned? I do wonder what happened to Maponos, but he is a clever horse. I'm sure he'll be fine. Girl, I think he's dead. I'm gonna be real with you. That is, if he isn't long dead by now. This is no time to be sad. Not when I feel so free for the first time in, well, I don't know exactly how long it's been. Well, what is the issue really? But look, that is the issue really. But look, leaves on the ground are so very lush during this time of year, and the birds have never sounded sweeter. The whole forest is in a full bloom. Well, it is the middle of summer. The summer, is it? It's my favourite time of year. Everything is so grey and dreary in the winter, and there's not enough food. There's never enough food to eat. People up and down the country go hungry, waiting for the harsh snowfall to fall. The summer is a time of new life and laughter. I thought new life was spring. Leofia practically skips through the forest, her chestnut hair fluttering behind her. These woods have not changed one bit. They're just as I remembered them. I'm glad you seem to know where you're going, at least. Oh, of course. I have a good sense of direction. You need not worry. I can navigate these beaten tracks like the back of my hand. I'll get us out of these trees in no time. She has taken this remarkably well. No freaking out, like your family's dead, everyone you know is dead, your horse is probably dead. And she's like, oh boy, summer. My memory serves me well. It should be a settlement beyond these trees. I guess settlement is one way to describe it. That puts me in the mind of makeshift houses built from wood and mud. Fenchapel isn't that far from here. At least it shouldn't be. I've been trying to find it for hours until I stumbled upon you. Summer ain't that good, I'm gonna be real. At least not good enough to make me forget that everyone's dead. I'm very pleased you did, though I am curious about the so-called Fenchapel. I do not think I've ever heard such a name. Well, that's what the village, settlement is called now. I guess it went by a different name back in your day. Whatever that was. My grandma lives in Fenchapel. I told her I was going for a walk a few hours ago. If I don't get back soon, she'll be worried sick. Your grandmother? My goodness, then we better make haste. Do not worry, Lady Marnie. I shall return you to your grandmother in due course. As a knight, it is my duty to protect others. Right. I eye Leofie hesitantly. She's a strange girl, there's no doubt about it. Nothing about her feels quite right. From her clothes to the lilting cadence of her voice. I hadn't quite placed her accent. It's not the same northern drawl as my mother's side of the family, with a slight lusher RP accent of my Lennox relatives. Where's she from? Ireland? Wales? I'd use her name to give me a hint, but Leofie doesn't sound like any name I've ever heard of. I'm pretty sure I actually googled it a while, before. Okay, apparently it is a real name. Let's see, historically surname. Apparently it's a surname. Oh, and there's the fairy song character. Okay. Perhaps she really is from around Fenchapel, like my father's side of the family. But Fenchapel from hundreds of years ago, when the English spoken was very different. There's no such thing as standardized spelling. There's no such thing as standardized spelling now. Nobody can agree on shit in English. The more you learn about English, the more you realize that a lot of shit nobody can fucking agree on. Like the Oxford comma debate. Never ask an English student about the Oxford comma. Nothing about this girl is standard, but though she has no place in my ordinary life, her presence is strangely comforting. It's just nice, I guess, to have somebody else with me, even if that somebody else is the strangest stranger I've ever met. Now let us be on our way. There is no time like the present. We would be faster if we had Maponi with us. Maponos with us, of course. But never fear, he shall guide us well and true. You sound so sure of yourself. But of course, I am a knight and you are my charge. It would not do to show fear before a fair maiden. You're a maiden too, you know. In body, yes, but in spirit, who knows? I was forever being chastised in my youth for acting out of line, particularly by my brother. He said it was unsightly for a girl to swing a sword around. I know he only had my best interests at heart, bless him, but it's quite aggravating when he never deigned to take me seriously. He really should have, given how often I bested him in combat, despite being his junior. I hope in this day and age, the 21st century, or so you say. So you said, women are allowed to carry swords without being castigated. I hate to tell you this, girl, but carrying around swords of any kind now is illegal. What she's doing here is she's an old-timey tomboy. That's what I'm saying. She invented being a tomboy. Well, that's a serendipitous glance at the scabbard hanging from Leofi's burnished leather belt. Also, brother was sexist or something. Fucking love it. You love sexists? Can't believe you, Clover. In this century, nobody's allowed to carry swords around, man or woman. You'd be arrested if anyone saw you do that thing. Arrested? Apprehended? It's a type of punishment. Yeah, I mean, do I? You mean I would be paraded through the streets and flogged within an inch of my life? No, I wouldn't go that far. Oh, I don't know much about the Dark Ages, or whenever it is Leofi comes from, but their justice system sounds pretty hardcore. That's like something you'd expect to see in 9 Inch Nails' music video. You'd probably be put in prison though. Or fined at the very least. Swords are dangerous weapons. People aren't allowed to carry them as they go about their daily lives. They make everybody uncomfortable. Makes them uncomfortable? But why? I mean, to be fair, right? Thinking about, like, the junky scraps you would see if everyone was carrying swords around. That'd be wild. I can understand being concerned if the sword belonged to a brigand. But I am a noble knight. I would never dream of harming the innocent. I only carry this with me to protect others. Maybe that was socially acceptable back in like 18 AD, but isn't now. Times have changed. You've got to get with it. I see. I cannot say I understand this reasoning, but if it is what Bernicia has decreed, I suppose I must obey. Well, it's what the government decreed. The government? People who govern the... You know what? Never mind. Not all that good at politics myself. I hardly ever watch the news. I think it's just boring for words. There's a bunch of old men in suits arguing with one another, all while trying to be as vague as possible. She's right though. She's fucking right. I'm starting to be a journalist, and I know that's fucking miserable. I'm so not the right person to educate Leofi about the intricacies of British politics, and you don't want to. It's so depressing. Especially depressing for me. I get to see the UK Prime Minister going anti-trans rants in the middle of his speeches. That's the guy in charge of the country. I carry my sword of people who work for the woods, for protection, you understand. But I shall conceal it when we return to the nearest settlement. Does that sound pleasing to you, my lady? I guess it sounds pleasing, yeah, but are you gonna hide that thing? Leofi's attire is rather simple, doesn't look like she has any pockets. Not that you'd be able to fit a sword in a pocket, of course, they're pretty bulky. Leofi doesn't seem concerned by this minor logistical issue, however. Her smile only widens as she says, "It is a simple matter. Observe." Leofi rests her hand against the hilt of her sword. She mumbles something softly beneath her breath in a strange language I can't parse, and then... Oh! In a cloud of ghostly light, the sword melts away from her hip. One moment it was there, and the next... How did you do that? I know I shouldn't be too impressed with this little display. Leofi's mere existence is shocking enough, but I can't help but stare at the place where her sword should be. Joking there somewhere, I'm sure. If I had any doubts before, they've since been swept away. Magic really does exist. Obviously she's magic, look at her. It is quite simple. My sword was bestowed upon me by the fairies. It has few intriguing properties, as you saw with your own eyes. It's convenient, isn't it? That's right, very. I'd sure be hauling the shopping bags back home easier. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but if I can aid you in any way, I'll be glad to do so. Gosh, they're both so adorable. I can't get over them. They're so adorable, baby. Not particularly skilled at anything, save swordplay, but I would lay down my life to defend yours, my lady. Girl, how are you not swooning? This is like the most romantic shit. Leofi takes my hand in her own, a sweetly earnest expression upon her face. I am in your debt. I appreciate the sentiment, but it's fine. I know when you're dying for me, I'm not worth it. But you are! I am only here because you awoke me. Though how, I do not know. You must have used some very powerful magic. I can't use any magic, I'm just Marnie. Come now, you're being modest. You must be a talented mage. You use your skills to grant me life anew, and as such my body belongs to you. Yo? Where's this going? Hey, don't say things like that. Like what? Like that? If I keep saying stuff like that, Steam's gonna start pouring into my ears, or her heart can't keep up. See, she is swinning. She got that night res. I immediately regretted saying that the second it came out of my mouth. Remind me to never unironically use the word res ever. For a girl who hails from a time before exfoliating cream and toothpaste were commonplace, Leofi's pretty unfairly pretty. Her hair is glossy and her eyes are fringed with long eyelashes, and her skin is even smoother than mine. In fact, it's almost like she's been overlaid or a perpetual beauty filter. And that also thanks to the blessing of the forest fairies. She must be beloved by all the strange beings that lurk in Fenchapel Forest. Why then did they leave her to sleep in the secret glades for centuries? What happened to her? Did she fall afoul of some vicious black magic or else? Leofi! Where are you, Leofi? Right, yeah, I'd like to continue, but it's getting pretty late. I can't promise a stream tomorrow. Because I am gonna be pretty busy with college and D&D tomorrow. Friday is a maybe. I'll tweet about it. Worst case scenario, it's it's on Sunday. But yeah. See you guys whenever. I'll tweet about it and I'll put it in the Discord before. I'm going an hour. I know, but I need to get up early tomorrow. It's almost 11 o'clock. I need to get up at like 6. So I need to go to bed soon. Bye.